Hello students, welcome to Young Cubs. Today we're going to do the topic of types of sentences. When we start with the topic of sentences, you first need to know the meaning of clause. What is a clause, children? It is a group of words that contains a verb and the subject of that verb. Okay, and that is used as a sentence or a part of a sentence. Okay, so a clause will come in a sentence, whether the sentence looks complete or not depends furthermore on different types of clauses. Every clause must contain a subject and a verb related to it. But not every clause expresses a complete thought. There are two types of clauses. Independent clause, which expresses an independent idea, gives an independent information. And then we have the subordinating or dependent clause, which is dependent on the previous sentence or which is dependent on the main clause or the independent sentence. Okay, it will add the dependent clause or the subordinate clause will add information to the independent clause. Okay. Now there are two types of clauses, as we said, main clause or independent clause. You can call it anything. And then we have the subordinating clause or the dependent clause. Children, remember one thing. You can identify the subordinate clause by a conjunction, a subordinating conjunction. I will give you the list of subordinating conjunctions. However, remember, you can identify it by it will be attached. It will be attached with a subordinating conjunction. Okay, I will share a few examples with you from which this concept or this fact of independent clause and dependent clause gets clearer. Okay, I will call you when I reach home. I will call you. Let's look at this part. It has a subject, it has a verb. Okay, so it gives you independent information saying that I will call you. Okay, when I reach home, when out here is a conjunction which is joining two clauses. See, I reach home. Even this has a subject and a verb. But this when is joining the two. Okay, it is giving you an added information as to when exactly. Alright, so when out here does the job of a subordinating conjunction, thus making this clause dependent on the previous one. Okay, even if you invert the sentences, in case if you say the behind sentence, when I reach home, I will call you. The when, yet though it has changed its place, it makes this clause dependent on the clause I will call you. Thus, I will call you remains as the independent clause, and because of a reasoning or because of further added information, okay, the latter part when I reach home becomes or is a subordinate clause. Now, let's understand some basic differentiations in writing. I have just explained it to you, but just more clearer. Okay, a group of words. What is independent clause? a group of words that have a subject and a verb. They may or that contain a subject and a verb, but however, yes, even the dependent clause has a subject and a verb, may or may not also. Dependent clauses have a subject and a verb. Okay, makes sense on its own as a sentence? Yes. Like, for example, I will call you, or here, Jane ate pasta. Okay. The moment there is more reasoning or additional information, you join this main clause with a subordinate clause giving added information. Okay, so in a dependent clause doesn't make sense on its own because it's additional information. That added information has to be linked with the independent information or independent clause. So Jane ate pasta when in the afternoon, um in the afternoon when it was too hot. Okay, something like that. Okay, when it was too hot, or when she was very hungry. Okay, in the afternoon is a phrase, so it becomes an adverbial phrase. So because she was hungry, or when she was hungry, or when it was too late in the evening. Okay, so it is added information having definitely having a subject and a verb. So basically two set of information joined together. One will be complete in itself. The second part will be linked and will give added information about the previous sentence. Okay, it will be linked. The added information will be linked with the help of a subordinating conjunction. Okay, let's look at one more example. Sam went to the park. Complete in itself. When, where, okay, after he finished school. So even this has a subject, this has a verb, okay, but this is added information to the independent clause and linked with the subordinating conjunction. All right. So added information linked to the previous, not previous, but to an independent sentence with the help of a subordinating conjunction. So how will you identify a dependent clause? It will have the subordinating conjunction. Let's identify a few. Underline the independent clause once and dependent clause twice in each sentence below. Children, I would like you to do it yourself. By now, you've done the topic of parts of speech, and in that topic, you've done the list of coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. Okay, think of the subordinating conjunctions, the list of subordinating conjunctions, and start doing it. If you've forgotten your list of subordinating conjunctions, here it is. Quickly make a note of it, and then we shall start doing the previous sentences or the sentences just shown to you, and it will become easy for you to identify the main clause and the dependent clause. All right. Because he ran, he was able to catch the bus. What is the conjunction? Because. So, because he ran will be the dependent clause. You have to underline dependent clause twice. You have to underline the dependent clause twice in each sentence. Hence, this becomes the main clause. So, he was able to catch the bus. Until the sun set, I will stay with you. So until is again a subordinating conjunction. And I will stay with you becomes the main clause. As the light dims, I will say goodbye. As is a subordinating conjunction. I will say goodbye is your main clause. Wherever he might go, I will follow him. Wherever, your subordinating clause, your dependent clause, and I will follow him is your main clause. So long as you know, I will be waiting for you. So here is a subordinating phrase, so long as. Okay, I will be waiting for you is your independent clause. How he got selected. How is a subordinating conjunction. Shows his determination. No, this one is a little tricky. So, your main clause is he got selected. It gives you complete information. Shows his determination. Okay, here, yes, how will also go in subordinating clause. Okay, so he got selected as your main clause. Shows his determination. Show is your your dependent clause. If the dress is on sale, she will buy it. If is a subordinating conjunction, hence this is the subordinating clause. She will buy it is your main clause. Whenever you come to visit, make sure to bring food. Make sure to bring food is your main clause. Whenever you come to visit becomes your subordinate or dependent clause, unless again is a subordinating conjunction. So unless you have the right size, don't try it on. Unless you have the right size, dependent clause, don't try it on main clause. When we get snow, we will go sledding. Is it sledding or sledging? Okay. We will go sledding. Okay, this is the main clause. And when we go get snow is your dependent clause. This is added information to we will go sledding. Alright? Hope it is clear where you can identify your main clauses and subordinate clauses. Your list of subordinating conjunctions will help you to identify the dependent clause or subordinate clause. So remember your lists properly. Now, there are a combination of clauses. Okay, so what did we study first, right in the beginning? That a clause is something that will have a subject and a verb. If the clause has one subject, one subject and one verb, that will become a single sentence, a single clause. If there is only a single clause, okay, it is a simple sentence. Okay, the previous sentence, Jane ate pasta. One subject and one verb. Okay, and the sentence makes sense in itself. It is complete. It is known as a simple sentence. A combination of independent clause, a sentence in itself, joined by a coordinating conjunction. I'm sorry, there's an error out. It's not coordination, it's coordinating, ing. Okay, so a combination of independent clauses. Jane ate pasta for she was hungry. For She was hungry. Jane ate pasta is one set of sentence giving information in itself. She is hungry. She is hungry. Okay, anybody can be hungry. Jane is hungry. That's it. It gives you complete information in itself. So, two independent clauses, okay, joined together by a coordinating conjunction. Children, I'll give you the list of coordinating conjunctions as well. Well, you should be having it by now, okay, after attending my lecture on parts of speech. Okay, however, I'll still share it with you. So, when two independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction, then this kind of a combination is known as a compound sentence. Okay, a combination of independent and dependent clause. Now, I will just change one word out here, and that is instead of for, I will write the word as. Okay, now because as is giving some additional information, and this is linking the latter sentence with the previous one. What is my latter sentence? As she was hungry. As she was hungry, okay, becomes dependent, or it's saying it's giving additional information about Jane. It is giving a reason why she was as she was hungry she ate pasta. Okay, so this sentence is giving me a feel of this is a reason for something. Hence and moreover, check this conjunction. It is a subordinating conjunction. Hence, since it is it has a um, subordinating conjunction. This entire sentence, the latter sentence, becomes a subordinating clause. If a clause has a subordinating conjunction, children, I'm repeating, if a clause has a subordinating conjunction, the entire clause becomes a subordinating clause or a dependent clause. So this is your Jane ate pasta is your independent clause, and this part, since it has a subordinating conjunction, this becomes your dependent clause. Okay, so a combination of independent and dependent clause is called as a complex sentence. Okay, a combination of more than two clauses have a coordinating and subordinating conjunction. So Jane ate pasta as she was hungry, but she did not like it. Okay, but she did not like it. So I have one conjunction as out here. But is also a conjunction, but it is a coordinating conjunction. So now we have one complete sentence which has more than two clauses, has a subordinating and a coordinating conjunction. In such a case, this kind of a sentence is known as a compound complex or complex compound sentence. Compound complex sentence. So how many kinds of combination of clauses do we have? We have simple sentences which has one verb and a subject. We have a combination of two independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. Okay, it is a compound sentence. If we have a combination of independent and dependent clauses, okay, it is a complex sentence. And if in a sentence we have two or more clauses, okay, and there is a combination and there are subordinating and coordinating conjunctions both, then it is a compound complex sentence. Hope this much is clear, children. Come on, let's delve deeper into all these clauses. Coming up, the first one is a simple sentence. So a simple sentence contains only one and only one independent clause. That means it does not have any kind of conjunction in it. Okay, it has whatever the group of words that it contains, okay, makes a complete thought. It has a subject, only one subject and a verb. She runs every morning. She, the subject, runs the verb, and this entire clause makes sense in itself, has no conjunction. Okay, let's look at a few examples of simple sentences. Okay, I love pizza. I and love. I is the subject, love is the verb. The flowers bloom in spring. The flowers is the subject, bloom. And children, I love pizza. I can just say it. It gives you, it makes sense. Okay? The flower blooms in spring. Flowers bloom in spring. The flowers is the subject, bloom is the verb. They study English every day. They is the subject, study is the verb. Stand-alone sentences. He drives a fast car. He, subject, drives, verb. The dog is the subject, barks is the verb. The dog barks at strangers. Okay, hope this much is clear. Hope you understand that a simple sentence just contains one verb and one subject. Okay, now simple sentences can be confusing. Something can look like a verb, but it may not be a verb. Okay, so gerunds are basically look like verbs, okay, but they may not be a verb. Look here, they add ing. Now, how will you identify gerunds? I will explain. So, gerunds basically act as nouns. Okay, if an ing verb looks like an activity or has an ing verb without a helping word before it, it becomes a gerund. Further sentences will explain that. Okay, look here. Traveling can be expensive. Can is the verb. Ing word before the verb. Anything before the verb is called the subject. Okay, it is an ing word. It is before the word. Rather, it looks like a subject, and moreover, traveling is like an activity. This word, okay, is a gerund. In this sentence, if you wouldn't know the concept of gerund, you would think that there are two verbs, traveling and can. But no, okay, one of the verbs have been converted into a gerund. Alright, so this an ing verb with at the beginning of the sentence like a subject, okay, is a gerund. The family enjoys traveling. Over here, traveling again is like an activity. Okay, ask the question. The family enjoys what? Okay, if you get the answer of what, okay, it is more like a noun. Okay, it acts like a noun. Okay, and it gives you the direct answer of what. So it is a gerund. Remember, gerund is not a verb. So in this sentence, the family enjoys traveling. The only verb is enjoys. Okay, traveling is more like an activity. Maria was tired of traveling. The only verb is was tired. Okay, was tired is connected to the subject Maria. Okay, and then traveling ing verb without your list of helping verbs. What is your list of helping verbs? Is, am, are, was, were. We've done the entire list of 23 verbs in our parts of speech verb explanation. Yes, so if there is no helping verb in front of the ing verb, it is no longer a verb. Okay, hence all these sentences, this one, and this one, all of these do not have a helping verb in front of them, in front of the ing word. Okay, if there is no helping verb in front of an ing verb, the ing word is no longer a verb, it is a gerund. Okay, Carol is traveling to Australia. Is traveling. If you have a helping verb before the ing word, then it is considered as a verb. Otherwise, this wouldn't have been this wouldn't have been considered a verb. You will be traveling. Will be, both are helping verbs. So this is a verb. The traveling salesman. Does the word traveling have a helping verb before it? No, it doesn't. Hence, this traveling, is not a verb. Here it is doing the job of an adjective. Children, when a sentence acts as, when the ing word acts as a verb, tense, or an adjective. When it acts as a verb tense, fine, it is a verb. But if it acts as an adjective, you cannot call it a verb because it is not showing any action. And moreover, the definition of a simple sentence is one subject and one verb. So that ing word is converted into an adjective. So, all in all, the best way of identifying whether the ing word is a verb or no is to check if it has a helping verb before it. To check whether you have understood to identify a gerund or a past participle, a gerund, a present participle, or an adjective. Let's understand. Let's look at these ing verbs underlined in yellow, and we shall see if you are correct. Chalo, I am beginning to enjoy country music. Look at the fact that it has a helping verb honor. Staring at people is rude. Crying, Martha reached for a tissue. Singing has always helped Sarah relax. Let's look at the answers. I am beginning. Am is your helping verb. So, beginning over here, though it is an ing verb, okay, it is an ing word, hence this is a verb in the sentence. Staring at people is rude. Okay, we have another verb out here. Here, staring is more like an activity. People like doing it. People like staring at others. Okay, in that case, staring out here is a subject of the verb, and hence it is a gerund. Okay, crying, Martha reached for a tissue. Now, crying cannot be an activity. Nobody likes crying. So here, crying acts more like a verb. And singing has always helped Sarah. So singing out here is an activity. Hence, this sentence has singing as a gerund. So hope you've understood gerund and present participles. Now, infinitives also change a normal verb into and so basically the verb is eliminated. Infinitives, gerunds, and present participles, okay, normally eliminate a verb in the sentence. So if there are two verbs can be made into one verb by showing they will show the action. Infinitives show the action, but the stronger verb, dominates the sentence. So if you see any verb having to before it, this no longer remains a verb, it becomes an infinitive, thus making your any other kind of sentence into a simple sentence. If I say I like to dance, okay, like and dance are two verbs, but just because dance has to before it, this part to dance will become your infinitive, thus having only one verb in the sentence. Okay, any word having to before it is an infinitive. Any word having ing and does not have a helping verb before it eliminates being a verb. It is not a verb. Below are sentences using either an infinitive, a participle, or a gerund. Read each sentence carefully. Alright. Running is my father's favorite sport. Okay. We have an ing word. It is at the beginning of the sentence. It has no helping verb before it. So, and moreover, running can be an activity. Hence, the only verb out here is. And running out here is a gerund. So, in all in this sentence, only is the only verb. Hence, this is a simple sentence. Okay. It's important for him to run every day. So here the verb has gone into the contraction form. So this basically means it is. It is important for him to run. We have to run. It is an infinitive. So the only verb in the sentences is. He has special running shoes. How are his shoes? What kind of shoes? Running shoes. So here running is more of an adjective. Okay, running is an adjective. Hence the only verb in this sentence is has. The action of having. He likes running in the rain. So likes is your main verb. Running. Now, does this running have a helping verb before it? Is Amar was verb before running? No, it doesn't. So, running out here is no longer a verb. Okay? My mother likes to hike. Likes is the verb. To hike is the infinitive. Understanding, children? So if you have to identify a simple sentence, you'll have to beware of gerunds. Okay. Participles, present participles. Okay. Acting as adjectives. And you have to beware of infinitives. Alright, beware of gerunds, beware of present participles acting as adjectives, and beware of infinitives. Okay. Now, let's come to complex sentences. Complex sentences have a combination of an independent clause and a dependent clause. Okay, the dependent clause will have a subordinating conjunction. Okay, I'll show you the list once again. Okay, now example, because she was late, she missed the bus. Because is the subordinating conjunction. So this part becomes your subordinating clause. Okay, this is your subordinating conjunction. Hence, this sentence is an example of complex sentences. Here is your list of subordinating conjunctions. Okay, the mnemonics of these conjunctions, these subordinating conjunctions, is a little Indian. So the mnemonics is buys what you bat. Okay. B and A stands for before and after. If, since, WH will have all the WH word or question words like who, when, which, where, why, etc. Even how, and one more addition, while. Okay. Then we have although, though. U has unless and until, B has because, A has as, and T has then, than, and that. So any sentence in the comparative degree will be a subordinating, will be a complex sentence as it will have the subordinating conjunction than. Okay. Here, examples of complex sentences. I will call you when I arrive. I will call you, main clause. When is the subordinating conjunction? All WH words, remember. Hence, when I arrive becomes the subordinating clause. That's the reason why this is a complex sentence. As soon as, it's more as a phrase out here, but it has a subordinating conjunction. Okay, so as soon as the sun sets, the street lights turn on. Subordinating, a complex sentence. If, again, a subordinating conjunction. If you work hard, subordinating clause, you will succeed. An example, a perfect example of complex sentences. Although she is tired, she continues to work. Here, although. Okay. Although she is tired is your subordinating conjunction, hence a complex sentence. While he was walking, the phone rang. While, WH list. When the storm ends, we shall go out. When, again in the subordinating conjunction list, hence a complex sentence. Now, let's come to what are compound sentences. It has two or more independent clauses which are joined by coordinating conjunctions. I will share the list of coordinating conjunctions as well. Okay, but if a sentence is, if there is no coordinating conjunction, but if you see a semicolon, children, what's a semicolon? A dot and a full stop and a comma below it. That's a semicolon. So if you see a semicolon between two sentences, even that kind of a sentence is a compound sentence. Each clause can stand as a stand-alone and a complete sentence. She wanted to go to the park. Independent sentence. It started to rain. Another independent sentence. Joined by but, which is a coordinating conjunction. Here's your list of coordinating conjunctions, and the mnemonics for this is fan it boys. For and neither. See, neither and nor. If independently, neither of us liked the pasta. So I'm only using neither. I'm using neither without nor. Okay. If I'm using either of them, any one of them in a sentence, then it is a coordinating conjunction. Okay, but if I'm using neither, nor, either, or in combination, then it is a correlative conjunction. Okay, E, either and else, T, therefore, B, but, or, yet, so. Okay, this is your list of coordinating conjunction. If you see these in a sentence, then it is a compound sentence. Children, take care of the fact that for can be used as a conjunction as well as a preposition. So if you see two subjects and two verbs, okay, and between those two clauses, if you see for joining the two or giving some kind of reasoning, then for acts as a conjunction. So if I say she was crying for an ice cream. Okay, we have one subject, one verb, right? There's only one subject and one verb. Okay, that's where it's not the function of for over here is not joining. Hence, here for will act as a preposition. Okay, and not as a conjunction. So be very careful to identify for whether it is a coordinating conjunction or it acts as a preposition. Here's the list of compound sentence. It was cold outside, yet. Here you go. Yet, okay, yet they still went swimming. Okay, here it is a compound sentence because if the two clauses are being joined by a coordinating conjunction. She didn't know the answer, nor did she try to guess. Nor the train was delayed, so we had to wait longer. He can play the guitar and he sings beautifully. And they went hiking or they could have stayed home. So, or as a coordinating conjunction. It's all the game of subject, how many subjects, how many verbs. In case one subject and one verb, simple sentence. In case more than one subject and one verb, joined by a coordinating conjunction, compound sentence. More than one verb and one subject, joined by a subordinating conjunction, complex sentence. Understand the technicality, children. Let's do this activity now. Let's do this worksheet now. Okay, identify whether the sentence is a simple, compound, or complex sentence. Do you want to go to the park? Want is your verb. To go becomes an infinitive, children. Hence, the only verb is want. Okay, so this is a simple sentence. While Max was at recess, he fell and hurt his knee. So children, we have while, which is a subordinating conjunction, and at the same time we have and as well. So we have a subordinating conjunction and a coordinating conjunction. So this is a combination sentence and hence it is a compound complex sentence. Do you have a dog or do you have a cat? We have twice joined by the conjunction or. Hence, this is a compound sentence. My mom packed me an apple for lunch. Packed. Yes. Remember, children. Here we have for, but it is more. It is acting like a preposition. So the only verb out here is packed, and that's why it is a simple sentence. I hope I do well on my test. I hope I do well. But then here, do, okay, has a hidden infinitive, has an hidden infinitive in the sentence. So if you have to convert the sentence and say, I hope to do well in the exam. Okay, so this can also be possible. Hence, this is a simple sentence. My favorite subject is reading. Is reading. One verb because it has a helping verb before it because I love good books. Yes, so two verbs joined by a subordinating conjunction, hence this is a complex sentence. I feed my dog before I leave. Feed is one verb, leave is the other verb, and joined by a subordinating conjunction. Buy is what you bought. The first B stands for before. Hence, this is a complex sentence. Maria wanted to go to school, but she was sick. Wanted, one verb. To go, remember, is an infinitive, so it will not be considered as a verb. But she was sick, so we have two verbs. We have but, a coordinating conjunction joining the two sentences. Hence, this is a compound sentence. I woke up early and I am dressed for school. Wake up, am dressed, two verbs joined by a coordinating conjunction, hence it is a compound sentence. Hope I was able to throw some light on this topic, children. We shall continue the discussion on identification, and then we shall do transformation of how to convert a simple sentence to a compound, or a simple sentence to a complex sentence, or a complex sentence to a simple, a complex sentence to a compound, and lot more combinations. But this transformation shall be done more in the offline classes with Young Cubs Academy. In case if you wish to join our classes, do let me know in the comment section, and I will forward my details. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.